Hello everyone, my name is Blaine and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we're doing something slightly different from what I normally do. Now I have a script on the side here because it's a scripted video. I don't normally do scripted videos, but why not? So obviously if you're here on the Blaine YouTube channel you like games, and well, why am I going to be talking about games today? I just thought I'm going to do a video because, well, one, it's part of an assessment I have to do for uni, but two, I thought why not make it a YouTube video as well. So, video games are all down to personal preference, and this can change over time, obviously. So, like with myself personally, I used to hate FPS games. I know that's a shocker. I really didn't like them just because I found them really difficult. This was when I played on my console, so I mean I say console, it's when I played on my mate's consoles. Stuff like Halo and things like that I used to hate. Just the controls on it weren't good for me. I didn't enjoy it. Whereas now, like I said, I'm on PC and I absolutely love shooters and FPS games. Mainly because of that aspect of, you know, the control you get with the keyboard and mouse. But anyway, I'm going off script here. I've written the script. If I do go off script, I do apologise. So yeah. So obviously, FPS games leads to influences. So like, you know, you have nostalgia within video games. So obviously, like, as a kid, I enjoyed Pokemon. I found it challenging. I enjoyed the sprites, etc. Whereas now as an adult, I obviously think Pokemon's quite easy. But I still play the games just for that influence of nostalgia within the games, because it takes me back to my childhood when I used to play the games, if that makes sense. So, I've got a little cheeky reference here. As Plantain, or Plant, I don't know how you say the name. It's Plante 2017 highlights within his article on why he likes video games. He states that there are a few games every year that are truly excellent, many are good, most are fine, some are bad, and others are forgettable. And I do think this is the case with a lot of games, just because of the high quantity of games that are getting released, etc. You know, like there's forgettable games, and then there's games that sort of stand out. So, you know, and this leads to how many video games. This leads. I'm waffling. This leads to how games can be seen in your own eyes as gold dust. I.e., if you love the style of a game, you enjoy it a bit more. Like, the game could be awful, and like you can realize how bad a game is and still enjoy it. But it's like your game to cherish. So obviously, within this, you find these hidden gems that you enjoy, and because of that, some games are forgettable, but some are memorable to each other. So I think this is one thing that I kind of want to highlight before I start getting into everything, is most games that I play, I enjoy them, but other friends don't. And games are just down to a personal preference at the end of the day. Like, you can't not like every single game that comes out, and I think that's what makes us individual. We like different things, you know, etc. So just take everything I say with a pinch of salt, because this is how I enjoy the games. You may enjoy them differently. Anyway, so enjoying these games also allows for like escapism from reality, and less like meaningless days pass by. Like, you could be having a really bad day, and you know, playing this game is like sort of 2 hours out of that sort of bad day, and it can change it. You can turn it into a good day. So if you achieve something in that game that you wanted to do for ages, and you've done it, and you're like, get in, I've actually like done something with my day. Like, I don't know, I think that's what a lot of the older generation don't see within video games, is that escapism. They just think you're playing a game for the sake of it, whereas it can actually be quite beneficial to oneself. So within this video, the concept, I'll be looking at 2 games and key aspects of gameplay that I enjoy when I play the games. So pretty much what I'm going to be looking at is how sound immerses the player into the magic circle. So I'll get onto what the magic circle is if you don't know what that is. And aesthetics of play, such as the art style, or how the game is like pretty, you know, that sort of thing. And how this sort of influences general immersion within games, because obviously you play games to escape from reality. I mean, that's what I do, so that's why I chose this topic. So you may be thinking, what is the magic circle and aesthetics? So I'm just going to sort of do a basic run around over it. I've got some sources in there, so you know we'll get the academic side of it. So the magic circle, according to Sutter, Kocher and Bois and other knowledge unattached 2018, state the magic circle is where players can sort of follow their own rules. They don't have to pay attention to the outside world, and this can be made like into a reality. With games like GTA, you can shoot whoever you want in GTA, obviously, but you can't do that in real life, or else you go to prison. I mean, this allows sort of individuals to escape life, as I said before, by playing games, and it allows them to be transported into other worlds. So you know, you get to go somewhere where you wouldn't do usual things, such as killing people in the street, you know. Anyway, so obviously there's a counter argument to this. So Consalvo 2019, no, not 2019, 2009, a bit older, argues that games are not in the magic circle, as rules apply within life, and they apply to certain game aspects. So it's just terms of service and cheating, because obviously cheating breaks that aspect of the magic circle, because it gives players situations that can frustrate them and bring limitations to others, such as hackers within Call of Duty. Now, one of my favourite streamers, obviously Tim the Tatman, he experiences this a lot because he plays the game a lot. So, you know, that takes him out of the magic circle in that sense, because he's having to sort of overcome this advantage this other player has compared to what he has.
You're gonna just fucking peek me, right? When I'm fucking ADSing, stop unfucking peeking, you fucking pussy. Peek me when I'm ADS in the corner. Stop fucking around, pussyfooting, man. Fuck! That kid was fucking cheating, I think, man. I'm not even kidding.
And it can just destroy the play of the game and the experience of the player. So it is what it is. People are going to do it, but it kind of ruins the immersion in that sense, according to Consalvo. So within my own opinion, I think the magic circle is real to some extent. And Kowalski 2020 states how starting a game such as a tutorial or outlining the rules within the game. So, you know, like at the start of Elden Ring, you've got the intro bit that tells you how to move, etc. Little hint to what I'm going to be playing there. Sort of signposts the transition from an ordinary space you're in, so, you know, your bedroom, to a game space, so you're in that mindset to play the game. So this can be solidified within the game with cutscenes that allow the player to delve into the lore of the story and the game, as well as hidden tutorials allowing players to understand the mechanics while the game environment. So, like, while they're in the game environment, I meant. So Elden Ring, obviously, like I mentioned, does this really well at the start of the game, because you sort of are put in not knowing what to do. You die to a boss, and then you sort of continue playing. I'll probably run a clip over the top. So obviously, what are aesthetics? So aesthetics is a key part of game genre. So what does that mean? So pretty much it's what the game is. For example, a game with guns, you can presume it's an FPS or a shooter. As Arsenal 2009 states, gameplay's partly functional and partly aesthetic. Video game genre is rooted in game aesthetics, not game mechanics. So, you know, it's pretty much saying sort of like a video game is rooted within its aesthetics of play, so what it is, how it plays, you know, how it looks. Like with Pokemon, it's got a specific art style. You're ready for that game. With COD, you know, you're ready for the sort of realistic gunplay, etc., or like high-paced action FPS sort of thing. So you know, it's that sort of thing. So as I'm not going to pronounce this one, so I'm just going to put it on the screen. 2020 generalizes the thought of aesthetics is in all aspects of video games that are experienced by the player, whether directly such as audio or graphics or indirectly such as the rules. This pretty much means that aesthetics can be a whole host of things within a game we enjoy, like art style, sound design, the way the game mechanics play out, the list goes on. So, obviously, just to mention it, if you didn't know, a key part of games are mechanics. So, Dorman and Adams, 2012, state that game mechanics obviously govern elements, or certain elements, within games. So, they're a key aspect of how we play games, obviously how we get invested within the games, and if we don't enjoy how the game plays, we probably won't play that game again. I mean, so that's why mechanics are kind of a key aspect of games. So I thought I'd mention it, as it is something that does influence players into playing games over other things. So by now, you must be thinking, what games am I going to be playing? So I'm going to be talking about two games that I think use music quite well to immerse the player in their world. The first game is Sea of Thieves, a pirate game, and me and my friends have obviously had fun nights on that. And the second one is Elden Ring, which is like sort of a Souls game, where myself have had not so fun nights on that. So obviously, why did I pick these two games? It's obviously to highlight the magic circle as well as aesthetics, and we'll show you firstly with Sea of Thieves and the overall the sound within the game, as well as playing it with friends that create true immersion. Apart from mates coming in and out of Discord while I was recording, I was playing with my friends, so obviously that's going to happen. It's sort of a natural thing as a gamer, you sort of already realise this. So yeah, we'll get into Sea of Thieves. So obviously, the case of Sea of Thieves, obviously you have the magic circle, obviously plays a big part. As in Consalvo, again, 2005 though, so slightly different. Sort of highlights within the reading that the games are sort of spaced apart from our daily lives. Sort of normal rules don't apply within games, so this is sort of the case for Sea of Thieves, as it's a pirate game where you explore the seas looking out for treasure and achieving different quests and goals within the game. It's far from reality, obviously, because we're not pirates, because, you know, nowadays it feels like every treasure has been discovered, so within this game you sort of get that adrenaline again of discovering something new. So as you can tell from the gameplay, we enjoy the game because of the key aspects of sound and aesthetics. My favourite part of the game is the soundscape of the sea splashing against your boat, as well as when you jump in the water, and obviously the sound when you're underwater, with certain NPCs attack, like the ghost ship with me and Aaron and Ben encountered. You get sort of that soundscape of you being attacked. Another aspect of the sound that I like is when you kill skeletons on the beaches. Make a very satisfying bone-breaking sound in the game. As well as achievement sounds when you complete quests and sell chests to vendors. Sound of coins adding into your game currency. Sort of just all adds to this immersion within the game. Celine and Zimmerman, 2006, also highlight how these goals within games allow for action, purpose within the game, and complete in-game events such as the quests we partake in the gameplay footage, allowing us to set a goal within the game and gain the rewards for completing the tasks. The aesthetics in the game are very pretty too, as the sea looks beautiful with the sky and the sea, as a specific style of characters being very striking, very unique. Another aspect of the game that I enjoy for myself is the cosmetics. So yeah, what can I say? I think the overall game is stunning, very fun to play, and if you're looking for something to break up the mundane of life and sail the sea with your mates, then this is a game for you. So as mentioned before, the second game I'm going to be showing is Elden Ring. Elden Ring is a Souls game, and some of you don't know what that is. It means it's pretty much a very hard game. It's a challenge overall. The music with Elden Ring is like nothing I've ever heard in any game. All I can say is it hypes you up and gets you ready for the journey that you're about to take in. So, at its core, Elden Ring is a free roam RPG with absolutely stunning scenery everywhere. You look great with the giant golden glowing trees everywhere. It really set in the mood for the game. Now, evidently I mentioned the mechanics for some reason, and Elden Ring has some of the best mechanics I've seen in the game. But the most frustrating as well. You can learn how bosses move and attack, but if you can't dodge those attacks, you're toast. Thus, learning attack patterns is key, and you need to build your character to have different skills sets to go against these seemingly impossible foes. My character is based around magic, as it's sort of my first run through the game, and I found a hack and slash character way too hard, whereas using the magic in the game is almost easy mode. The boss music in the game really sets the scene too, in hyping up the player and getting you ready to kill those bosses that you face. As mentioned before, I can't get over how pretty the game is, with each new area looking like it should be painted and put in an art gallery. It just takes my breath away each time I load up the game. So here's some gameplay of me trying to defeat a side boss, so there's no spoilers, as well as some general exploring in the game. Obviously the game doesn't hold your hand and doesn't tell you directly where you need to go. And also a quick disclaimer, there hasn't been much swearing in this video, but after this gameplay I'm sure you'll hear quite a few rude words, but hopefully not too bad. But the game is hard, and that's why it's rewarding in my opinion. But it does get better as you progress within the game and you learn your skill set better. So yeah, enjoy. No. Ooh. Jesus. No. Ooh. Jesus. Oh my God. No. Oh. I need to heal. Just leave me alone. Come on, just hit it. Oh. Let's go. Do you know what? I never, ever normally dodge like that. So obviously, as you can see within this gameplay, the landscape of the game is really what makes it such an enjoyable experience to explore. And I can see why the game has 10 out of 10 reviews. It's hard enough that any enemy can be a pain, but rewarding enough that you want to come back and keep playing. Overall, the music in the game really adds to the fights, as you feel like each boss is something out of a movie. This is strengthened by aesthetics and style of the game, with each area or boss or character having their own individual characteristics that make them unique within the game. The landscape doesn't feel empty either, with animals and foes being dotted all over the map. The game also teaches you how to accept defeat and learn with individuals' attacks and new ways in which you can adapt and overcome the challenging bosses. So it's just a really good game. I really enjoy it. But yeah, let's get over to the overall conclusions of what I think. Overall, I think the Magic Circle is a key aspect to games that allow a player to escape from the real world and sort of let their real life problems sort of subside for a few hours for some fun, immersive gameplay. And I think these two games highlight that. Obviously, music adds to the emergence, allowing players to feel like they are in the game through soundscapes like the sea, and like sort of the water within Sea of Thieves, or the epic music with the Elden Ring. Thus, this also leads to the aesthetics of the game. Also, identify sort of escapism, as a player can create an individual character of their choosing with cosmetics, as well as sort of the landscapes within games sort of transporting us to other worlds. So I think I could pick a plethora of games that do this well, but at this moment these two games I've been really enjoying. They've helped me escape from sort of the mundane of life, and sort of allow me to have a pause in each day, and I think they both really highlight sort of escapism, the magic circle, in that sense of like you delving into the game and forgetting about everything, and the music and just the whole aesthetics of the games. Both of them are two totally different sort of art styles, but both really work well and complement sort of how the games play. One's really realistic, another one's quite cartoony, so they're both very enjoyable, and I would recommend them to anyone who's looking for sort of a game to either play with a mate, or one that you just want to solo and just enjoy the areas that you find. It's really fun. So yeah, that's been the video. I hope you've enjoyed. Please like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll be back again with some more videos once I've finished all my uni work. So enjoy.